Am I streaming? Yeah, I think I'm streaming finally. I think I got it figured out. I'm using this, really, I'm not so tech savvy, but I'm figuring it out. Simple Google search of how to stream on YouTube brought me to this is OBS is the name of this application I downloaded off the laptop, off the internet. It was recommended. Um, so it's risky downloading anything off the internet, but um, seemed like the way to go. I just did like a simple YouTube video search on how to do a YouTube live stream, and then it brought me to recommending this app. OBS again is the name of the app. And like I said, I'm not so tech savvy. I'm not even sure if this is actually working, if I'm actually streaming successfully. Now it says, what am I doing? It says, I'm getting distracted in the control panel. Okay, so I think I am still streaming though. What would be helpful is if anybody were live or watching my live, tell me, is it working? Because I've got this little chat here, a little chat box. So I can see I'm chatting in the chat box, but I still don't know if I'm actually doing a live stream right now and if it's working. I don't know. It looks like we're 2 minutes in now, and it looks like I have a excellent connection, is what it says. So I assume that's streaming. I got the green light on my little camera here. Anyway, so I assume we're streaming. Without further ado, let's get to it. So what we've got here, this is the kit that I ordered off Amazon. It's a pretty big kit, right? So what is the brand? The brand BS BS Resin? No way. Hold up. If the name of the brand is BS Resin, how did they pick that name? How did they pick BS Resin as their brand of resin? That's just hilarious. Unless I'm misreading this. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's really fancy lettering, but it looks to me like it says BS Resin. That's hilarious. Anyway, so any standard epoxy resin kit is going to give you the A and the B, or the A and the B. And let's see what else they gave us. Some pretty cool stuff. I guess these are like little mats or things to lay out on your space to make sure your space is protected. Oh, nice. They gave us high quality gloves. The last kit, Pudu was the brand, and it was okay starter kit. Again, I got that one off Amazon as well. I read the reviews, and the reviews were like claiming, oh, it's a terrible product because of the resin will darken and yellow over time, or that it's just a. And that hasn't really been my experience, with the exception of I've got this resin cube that is on my farmer's market table right now, and I did notice just yesterday, after a really sunny day, and it's been a pretty sunny week as well. I did notice that it is starting to get yellow. So with a good amount of direct sunlight, yes, that specific resin, Pudu is the brand again. It did darken, turn amber yellow. But I also have some pieces that have been from even longer ago that I created, and those ones have been just chilling. They're smaller, and maybe that has a factor. But they just been chilling in like the control panel of my car between the two seats, the driver's seat and shotgun seat. And not closed. I don't even have a lid for that thing. But I think because it's not been in direct sunlight, they haven't darkened at all. So you know, consider that when you're considering where to get your resin from or what brand to go with. Anyways, back to today. We've got our BS resin. Hilarious. And it's a pretty big kit. Again, I got this one off Amazon as well. I don't remember what I paid for it. But I did go for kind of like a higher quality and more kind of like bulk purchase. These, I don't know. I thought they were going to be bigger. But they're decent size. So this kit comes with the 4 of the things, sciencey words that I'll just try. Isopropyl. I'm not gonna try. Nope. I tried. But that stuff, and then benzo alcohol, isobornyl acrylate. Why am I even trying? Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's just listing all the different like sciencey ingredients to create resin A, and then below it all the ingredients to create resin B, and it also they're giving you a lot of information here. I'm kind of surprised. Well, I guess if they have their shit trademarked, apologies for my language, but if they have their brand trademarked, I guess it doesn't hurt them to give away the secret recipe. Anyways, so the last kit that I got, the Purdue kit, came with cups as well, but these ones are pretty cool because if you can see, there's actual like black ink listed lines and indicators for each milliliter or ounce or whatever. And they gave us multiple cups, so that's pretty cool. So we got our A and B in our cups. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cups is pretty cool. Probably 6 pairs of these nice gloves as well. I'm gonna rip on Purdue a little bit, even though that was my starter kit and that's my roots for resin. I gotta show you if I even have. Oh yeah, here we go. So this little tiny pouch in here, I'm gonna show you what kind of quality we're working with over at Purdue. In this little bag are these like super cheap, like, I don't know, Safeway deli type gloves. They're just so I'll give you a little comparison. Right? You want your surgery doctor or fucking John from the deli? I don't know. Sorry if there's any Johns out there. And again, apologize for my language, but basically it's like, clearly this is the winner. Yeah, nice try, Purdue. Purdue, in that kit, they did give me some really cool stuff, though, I will say. For their starter kit, these molds that I've been working with, so here's a full-on cube. There's even this cube kind of with a slit. Basically, it's like a pencil holder or something. And then like a little, I suppose, ashtray or something, or like coin catcher, but it's not very big. And then, of course, the pyramid, which is the fucking prize of the whole kit. Something about the shape of a pyramid, I just noticed that like when I put my resin pieces on my farmer's market table, that's the one that catches their eye. That's the one that people pick up and they're like, whoa, this is pretty cool. Even though it's like, those resins that I'm starting with, because I'm just using like this scrap material. So this is the scrap coils and wires. Oh, and they gave me some other molds too. Like there's like a cup. What do they call that? Coaster. And then there's a square coaster down there as well. They gave me some cups too, but ore. Yeah, you know what I mean? All right, so we got those. And what else we got in our kit? We got some stirring sticks. Again, you know, they gave me stirring sticks in the last kit as well, but they were very cheap. They were little tiny popsicle ones that just snapped, whereas, you know, size matters. I don't know. And then, of course, these things are obviously for once we open up our resin, which we will do today, because I am planning on showing some resin making and playing in the stream, as the title has advertised. Wow, no views. 0 views for this entire live that's been going for over 10 minutes, and that's crazy. I don't know if maybe it's because the stream's not working or what's the deal with that. I guess I'll figure out. Pray that at least I can upload this video later. Worst case scenario, right? It's been so long since I've done a video, guys, and I've just been in the process of moving and all this stuff. So, thank you for your patience. Let's see, here's the little disclaimer. This one says superior performance of our products. It's easy to mix. All resin is easy to mix, easy to pour. Fast curing, it says within 48 hours. And clear and hard, low odor, resists yellowing. So we'll see. This is all what it says, but then, you know, people say things that ain't true. All right, so let me get my other glove on, and I'll show you kind of the idea a little bit, if you can see. Let's see. All right, so this bag here, this is just like some sand I got from the art store, this in town, that is going out of business because Amazon sucks for that business. But I don't feel so bad. They're doing this liquidation sale where everything's 25% up to 40% off. But in order to do that sale, they raise the prices of everything, and then they put the sale on. So it's like they're not even doing a sale. So, scumbags. It's genius marketing, and I respect that, but, you know, shitty. And I don't feel bad for you that you're getting out of business, that your business is going out, if that's who you're going to be. Although maybe it's not who they were, and it's just kind of like the same thing. Apologize for getting political for people who aren't political, but it just kind of reminds me of the whole Biden pardoning his son as a last hurrah of like, I'm president, I make the choices, fuck it. Again, apologize for the language. I don't know. I haven't done videos in a while, and I haven't really been around children too much or had a need to watch my language. Gotta get my act together, right? All right. Let's straighten that out. Don't need that. Don't need that. The other thing I have here is my resin mold or cast, whatever you might call this. It's just a bunch of cutouts for seashells. I got this at another in town, I guess technically not a craft store, just kind of a weird, I think they called it like a wedding store or something. Nancy's Fancies down in Santa Rosa, and it's this is like, the idea is that they are doing like sweet treats with like cakes or cupcakes and stuff, and this is how you make the cookies to be shaped like seashells. But it'll work for resin too, I hope. I don't know. This will be my first trial. Okay, so I'm not gonna lay out my my thing that they gave me, at least not this time, because I've already got my setup happening, and this desk that I'm working on was a, you know, hand-me-down, not a hand-me-down, but it was free. Somebody posted on Craigslist, free, come get it, and we went and we got it. So we got this desk. Thank you for the free. yeah, so I guess I'll start with opening these. You got the heavy duty seal, which is good. I might just keep that seal too, set that aside for now. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to even use this. It's a nice idea, but I've been getting along just fine without it. I almost want to like conserve these good cups too. I might just do that because this is just going to be kind of like a practice run anyway. So I'm going to grab these old poopy cups. Now, the rule of resin, two most important rules of resin. Really, if you want to have successful resin, let me get my other one off. So you noticed I've only got the epoxy A and B. Those are the only ingredients we need. So if I've got a cup for A and I've got a cup for B, what the heck are these two? Well, the truth is that the more you mix the cups, the better you mix, the better the results. So these old cups, they have a little bit of hardened resin at the bottom, whereas these two look more clear and clean. So it's going to be more of an accurate eyeball. Okay, and then I should have thought of that ahead of time, but let me run real quick. Get some Kleenex. Not Kleenex, but something to clean up any spills. All right. That's the thing about resin, is that it's a mess to work with. And I'm not really a messy person. Put that seal back on. I guess it would have been important for me to keep track of the caps. I did keep track, but it's I guess step one, keep track of everything. Right? Because if you mix your caps, I'm saying, I guess, you put your A cap on your B, it could be a recipe for future disaster. Know what I mean? Because then you get the A and B mixing and chemical reactions, and then now your cap is all crusted. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so we've got and as you saw, like I just kind of eyeballed, and I can see there is more in here. 50-50 is what we're going for. So 50A, 50B, 100% cool. Yeah, let's see. So we'll open up our sticks. And then let's see. I guess I just pour some olive A directly into the B mix. And it's not gonna, there's still gonna be some in there. And I just need to leave a little space up top for me to be able to get in there with the stick and mix it up. Right? And then what I'll do after this is mixed is I'm going to take this and actually just pour it directly back into there so it all gets mixed, right? And the thing about this mixing the resin is that it takes the longer you take mixing it and the better you mix it, the better the product. Let me think. When you don't mix it well, the biggest giveaway is the bubbles. So what I mean by that is that after you've completed your mixing and you're ready to pour, and you pour your resin, if you have like, unless you're doing just like a pure resin without any, for example, like I'll be throwing in some seashells and some of these little blue rocks and whatnot. And I'm gonna do like a whole kind of like ocean scene inside the shape of the seashell. And if I add all this stuff and then I pour in the resin that's not mixed well, it's gonna you'll be able to see a lot of like misty bubbles. Which, now that I say misty ocean, sounds like I could work that to my advantage. It's a creative solution. But my goal is to get a good mix on this resin. So maybe it'll be misty, maybe not. I'm going for non-misty, but if it ends up being misty, it's still a win, right? Because it's still beachy. So now I'm mixing all of the resin. You can see I'm scraping that bottom barrel. I want to get all the resin. And I actually won't get all of the resin, because that will require too much time of just scraping that. Not really enough to make the time worth it. Scraping that last bottom barrel resin. It's alright. I'm getting enough. That it will be similar portions. Now I really I should mix more, but I'm gonna give that a break for the moment, and just kind of strategize the resin. Like, what am I doing here? So I've selected that I want to do this specific mold. I like the shape of that. I'm actually trying to create something for my mom, and so she's the one who picked that out. She likes the ocean. And how I want to have it designed, you know, for in my head, the way it looks perfect is that the what you see on the shell is that the base layer is all sand, and then on top of the sand I have the seashells. And I might even throw in some of this like green grass moss fake stuff. But it'll be really challenging, basically, because the way that the mold is set, I drop it and everything drops right to the base, right? So I would want that for my seashells, but then as I sprinkle the sand on top, I would want that thin layer of sand to be staying at the top, right? So that when we flip it upside down and the resin's complete, it's the base, it's the bottom layer that has all the sand, and then the seashells are on top, right? So it's really there's an art form. That's the art form of resin, is figuring out the timing of everything, seeing like, okay, the resin's like at X amount of hardness, which is perfect for me to drop the sand on. But if I were to drop something a little bit bigger, that would be an issue. Does that make sense? Kind of like the density of the object. The denser the object, the more time I would have to wait before dropping it in order to get it to be suspended in air or to be at the top, the bottom. Like, for example, how I want that layer of sand to be at the bottom of the completed resin. In order to do that, I have to put it at the top of the resin while it's doing its thing. Anyway, so now that I've explained that, do a little bit more mixing, but I think we are ready to pour into a third container. And I'm just doing that kind of to separate out. I poured more resin than I will need for just one cast, so to plan that out, I'm planning on trying a few different resins. So now I've dropped my shells in, and I'm going to do one more of these smaller ones. And then maybe I'll do the blue chips. No, I won't. They're too heavy. So I'm not going to do that. Maybe I'll try the moss. No, I don't even want to try that yet. I guess I'm just going to do that and then I'll pour the resin, but not all the way. Not all the way filling the cast. And then, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll time it out different. So I'll do that, right? And then as maybe like an hour or two goes by, then I come back, and that's hard enough, hopefully. I still got to figure out the timing, but I'll come back in like an hour or so, and then once this is kind of more hard, because it's already been mixed, right? And that's the chemical reaction, just requires the time for A and B to come together and solidify. Pour a little bit more on. And then I can come in and pour a little thin layer of sand, right, on top of that kind of hardened already, and then put some more of the mix. So just kind of layer it. I want to try that, and that is what we're gonna try now. See if that works. And I just realized I don't know if I could keep this stream going and me talking for a full hour, so got to figure that out. And then I guess in the meantime I'll just play around. So I poured one resin in here, so it's got just the shells. Maybe for this next one, what I'll do is I'll play around with some different ideas, right? So in this next one, shit, I just dropped one of the blue chips. That's why we have this thing. Which actually is a good point that the Purdue kit gave me this little pincher thing, whereas the BS brand did not. It's BS. Now I see why they called their brand I'm kidding, of course, but anyways. So little chips, little like for your. They remind me of what you might see in your fish's aquarium or something, right? Little blue chips. So I'm just gonna sprinkle those in there. Some of them are white too. Some white chips, and that's all right. And these, I've noticed that these little, anything that has like a drilled hole, like these little chip beads, I don't even know if you can see that hole, but holes are challenges for resin because that's where you get these little bubble gaps and stuff. So keep that in mind if you're doing any resins that involve things with holes. The holes create little air gaps that are a challenge. And so now we've got 2 molds poured, and we've got a lot more resin, so we might as well just keep going, right? Now I'll get a little creative. This next one is gonna be all mold. I think that's what we'll do. Or all moss. I said mold, but I meant moss. And it will go in this one, this little mold that I find kind of ugly, but kind of not. It's all right. Yeah, the mold is another thing that's challenging for resin because it's very soft. It wants to just pop right out of its box, out of its mold. Break the mold. All right, so we'll pour a little bit more in there too. I'm eager to bust this sandbag open. But I should wait. I'm gonna put more shells in this one too, because they look kind of suspended, floaty. Actually, if I put more shells in, then that eats up the area that I need in order to have a layer of sand to go. And I don't have much room left. I also have more of these molds and more resin to work with. More of everything to work with, really. So that's what I'll do. I'm just going to drop these in little chips, the leftover chips. Put those in that one. And you know what I'll do is put some of this mossy stuff on top of that. Oh, you know what else I was gonna do? I was thinking about would be pretty fun since I'm in California and all, is to get like a nug. A nug, for those who don't know, is a little flower, a little bud of marijuana. And I was thinking that would be a cool thing, either like a marijuana leaf or like a marijuana bud, and put that in resin, and some freaking Californians would be like, "Whoa, bro!" I mean, I'm California, so if I'm making fun of you, know that I'm making fun of myself too. So just be chill. Just be chill like a Californian. Anyways, yeah, so I want to try that out. And I actually got one right here. I snuck it away, stashed it away. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter what mold I'm gonna use. This is all just for trial. Yeah, all right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 molds. And the mossy ones are looking terrible. Like I'm gonna have to. Maybe it's all it is just like a simple trim job when I'm complete. But like the way it is, the little fingers of the moss like to just kind of spread out. And it's super annoying because I want it to be contained. Let's see. I'm just kind of like looking through my scrap and see what else we could do for some resin. I could do the metal scraps, the little sprinkles as I call them, but I don't know that I want to waste them. Oh, you know what I'll do is try out like a little amethyst. Some amethyst. And I guess that one can go in the goldfish. I don't know. Well, that goldfish is a deep pocket. It's good to know. I'm gonna close my bedroom door. Somebody just came in. All right. Yeah, we still have plenty of resin to work with, and we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots available to play around with something else. And I'm just kind of like looking in my junk pile to see what it could be. I suppose I could do another, what I've been calling the, ooh, this one will be fun. I've got this. And this. So I bet we could do something fun with the two of these. I guess I'll just drop it in. Proved to be more challenging than I expected. And this one can go in the lobster, I guess. But I gotta remember that it has to be backwards, because people will be looking at it upside down. I've made that mistake before. Just do a little resin coat on that. Good. All right, so I've got 3 more to play with. I wish there was somebody watching this live, because then I would be like, hey guys, what do you think I should add in the resin? And then you could give me ideas. But where are you? Where are you right now? Yeah, I don't know. I guess kind of running out of things to entertain you with for an entire hour, and we've only just begun. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna cut this stream in a second here. This is, oh, I guess here, let me show you one thing, is that when I'm pulling my gloves off, and if it's getting caught because my hands are like humid or sweaty in there, this is the trick. Whoa. That was weird. I blew at an angle and it like messed up my neck. Like sleeping on it wrong or something. Ouch. And I still feel the pain. It's like a pinch on my nerve on my neck. So I guess if you do that blow technique, be careful. Be mindful. Don't hurt yourself. Do it carefully. Oof. All right, so gloves are off. I do have more resin though, and I can't let that go to waste. So what I'll do is, I went hiking the other day, so I got a bunch of quartz. This isn't quartz. This is red jasper, quartz calcite, and obsidian. I even found one little serpentine in there, something green. Anyways, I'm just gonna pick the ugliest little small ones that I can find. And just a little handful of them. That'll do. And pour them in the remaining molds that are available. And then pour with my naked fingers that are getting sticky. It's honestly like it's not that bad getting the resin stuck on your fingers. Just kind of when you get a second, just go wash them with soap. Try not to let it just completely dry, which is good news is that takes some time. It takes hours, right? So you've got some time before you need to go wash up. All right. Almost used up all the resin. Oh shit. That's why you lay stuff down so you don't spill like a dangus. Like a dingus. Like I just did. Maybe at some point I'll get good enough to be like, all right, so here's a little tidbit for resin pouring is you just dip the stick and that's how you get those perfect measurements. I don't know, I'm making stuff up. All right, yeah, I think that's that'll do for the live for right now. I'm gonna leave the rest of my resin in this cup. And in an hour, I'm gonna come back and I guess I'll start the live again and record me pouring this a layer of sand and then the final layer of resin. Hopefully everything works out. Wish me luck. Peace for now.